Well, when I came to e-GMAT, my score was 690, and I wasn't sure about my ability. I thought that I believed that I could make it, but I didn't have the right means. That's what I had in my mind back then. And the means were so reachable, and it was just an email to you. And I remember that when I saw that email, when you reassured me that I can achieve a high score above 730, I was so happy, and I thought, oh, there's someone believing in me.
Hey, Christos, congratulations on scoring a 750. How do you feel?
Hi, Dhananjay. Well, I feel great. It's almost 24 hours upon receiving my results, and it's great. It's a great feeling of joy and relaxation. I'm so relaxed right now. I have achieved my goal. Yes, and I just need to focus on my essays from now on.
Got it. So I think the most beautiful thing about your journey was that when you first came to me, you kind of were struggling with your GMAT. You had kind of mixed results, and you were not sure that, are these statistics even right? Am I scoring this well? How did that change, like before our interaction and then after it?
Well, when I came to e-GMAT, my score was 690. And I wasn't sure about my ability. I thought that I believed that I could make it, but I didn't have the right means. That's what I had in my mind back then. And the means were so reachable, and it was just an email to you. I can't believe it until now, but I hope I made the right decision.
Got it. I think it all started, of course, with your email that, score is 690. What do I do next? It was a very basic email that, listen, I don't really know what to do now. Can you help me out? So let's discuss what we interacted about, right? What were the things that you went by, and give the people watching this video some context into your journey till the 690 as well.
Well, my first advice is to see GMAT as an exam and only an exam. It's not our life. I sacrificed so many hours studying for GMAT, but it wasn't worth it, I think. I should have followed a personalized study plan, a precise study plan, like the one you proposed me. And I should follow everything from every advice from an experienced professor or coach like you. Well, the first step was to take a mock test, the e-GMAT mock test, and actually my results were great there. I think I scored the 790 on the first mock.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not sure about it. And afterwards, you proposed me to prepare the study plan. I think I logged in the platform, and from there I made the right inputs, and I took the personalized study plan for about 3 weeks or so, or 4. I'm not sure about the duration of the program, because the date of the exam had to be rescheduled.
Yeah. So, but tell me something, the personalized study plan, of course, gave you a date on when you could possibly take the test. And do you think it gave you like a fairly reasonable date on when you could actually take the test?
Yes, it was so precise. Well, I had in my mind my level in SC and CR and RC. I knew my weaknesses. I knew that I wasn't approaching every question, and especially in CR, having in my mind the pre-thinking method. And that changed everything, especially when combined with a meaning approach from the sentence correction. I think it's everything mold a solid approach, and that's what I was missing, the solid approach to every question.
Got it. I think a lot of us, Christos, we know how to solve questions, but we don't necessarily do them the right way, and then we don't take it to the exam, right? And that's what you were possibly doing before when you scored a 690. And I remember that you were super confused and you didn't know, you thought that, I can manage with a 730. And I said, no, listen, why would you manage with a 730 when you can do way better than that?
Yes, that's right. And I remember that when I saw that email, when you reassured me that I can achieve a high score above 730, I was so happy, and I thought, oh, there's someone believing in me. And actually, it's worth it. It was worth it. And yes, and I had to take so many questions in Scholaranium.
Yeah.
But everything was along the study plan. I had the study plan. I had to make some semantic quizzes first, to take the semantic quizzes first. And after that, I worked through the ability quizzes. And you've reached me and told me that my scores are really great. And I can achieve far more than 730. And I think that it actually paid off, and it was true. During my exam, I had an issue with water. I drink a lot of water, and I wasn't allowed to bring a bottle of water with me inside the test center. So I had to take 2 mid-test breaks, one in verbal and one in quant, in order to drink some water. It's funny, but I lost 4 questions because of the breaks. Yes.
And then let me remind everybody here. So you lost 4 questions and you still scored a 750. So had you not, you were headed for that 780 score. I always felt that you could get there, and but 750 is phenomenal as well. Let's get back to how you kind of went about doing the course and followed the plan, right? So after we had the call, of course, I kind of gave you those milestones. Talk a little bit about those milestones, how you did those, and then what was that final last mile push that you got?
Well, I had printed your email, and there was everything written in there. Every sentence correction quiz, every CR quiz, and every RC passage, every RC quiz. I had to take about 10 to 15 questions at a time, and also input them at the error log. And that's another issue I want to mention: the error log, and to keep there everything, every question, every aspect, every mistake, or even the correct ones. And the proposed strategy is actually to the point. And well, in the beginning, I took some sentence correction quizzes, and at the medium level questions, I was doing well. But the hard ones, I had some issues, and some questions took me a bit longer, or I was mistaken in other ones. And in every mistake I made, the reason was the meaning approach. I wasn't focused on the meaning. I was just focused on splits or in shortcuts, and I tended to lose so many questions because of that. But the gap was even bigger in RC. I think that in RC was a completely failure before studying with e-GMAT. And after attending some webinars and following your suggestions, I think that I had the solid base, like I told you, that could enable me to solve all the questions correctly. Because I was reading and I was doing the certain pauses and was doing the pre-thinking while reading the passage. And I was trying to complete every sentence before I read it. And that's what helped me understand the passage right away.
Got it. I think that very, very valuable insights.
Yes. In every passage, I think I used to spent in the beginning about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 6 minutes. But time with preparation, actually, it paid off. And I managed to complete every passage in about 4 or 5 minutes. And also have some great accuracy level.
Got it. And English is not your first language. Let me just remind everybody who's going to watch that, because doing a passage in 4.5, 5 minutes is very easy for native speakers, right? That's not a problem. But for you to do it is phenomenal. It was very, very commendable.
Well, there actually had some in my mind some strategies from other coaches suggesting that you should read so many books and articles, etc. Actually, my background may have helped me, because I'm an agronomist, and during my master's thesis, yes, I read a lot of journals, but I wasn't so keen on literature or sociology passages. But I think that there was no need for such an approach. For me, it worked that I had to pre-think every sentence, make the right pauses every time I wanted to understand the sentence of the passage or the paragraph, and also take some notes, especially giving some titles to the paragraphs.
No, I think what you did was really, really valuable. And I think your background worked for you as well, by the way, just so that, everybody knows. Now let's talk a little bit about Quant, right? So you were at the 49 mark and your verbal scores were very, very high. So in your 790, you had a B47, B48, but you had a Q49. Let me remind people of that. And you improved your skills with the Quant 2.0 course. And it's not that you did everything. You did very, very specific topics. Like, talk to me about how you use cementing to kind of go back to the course and how the course helped you kind of improve to a Q50.
Well, first of all, I did the cementing quizzes. I took the cementing quizzes, and for every category. I think that I took about 3 cementing quizzes for each category: number properties, word problems, etc. And after that, I approached you, and you analyzed my mistakes, and I think everything was in the platform, but I wasn't so familiar with the platform, so I couldn't analyze it at all. But you opened my eyes, actually. And so that I was doing so many silly mistakes, and I wasn't considering cases when possible, and that I was lacking some. Well, during my preparation, I was cutting some corners, and I needed to make all these corners circle and be overall prepared for the exam.
Got it. And so I think you did the quadratic equation scores. You did LCM, GCD, you did primes, because these were the areas that you kind of were lacking in.
Yes, I was lacking there, and well, actually here the error log was super efficient. I was following the error log, and all of your suggestions were to the point. So I jumped into the course. Did about 10 or 12 sections of the quant part, and I think it paid off, because during the exam I had no questions about no set problem questions. I don't know if I was lucky or so, but I was good at the set problems, and I was not so good at number properties, especially when it had to do with prime numbers and considering cases. And unfortunately, during my exam, I think I had 5 to 6 such questions. I was mistaken in one for sure. I wanted to press the D answer, and I pressed the E one. So one mistake there. And Also, I was also mistaken in another question that I skipped it, but it was in number properties.
Got it. So,
Yeah.
Christos, just as I would say a summary of our engagement together, if you can just take me through the things that we did right from the beginning till the end, and what would be your, I would say, takeaways for someone who wants to score a 750 like you?
Well, the biggest, I'm not sure about that, but the best thing I did was trusting you. I trust you, and you provided me with so valuable feedback. I was sending you emails almost every day. We were contacting every day and during weekends, and I'm so grateful for that. And you analyzed everything. Sometimes I wasn't sure about my mistakes, or I thought, oh, it's not a major mistake. I think I was not so concentrated, but it was a major mistake. You made me pay attention to every detail. And that's what I think was played the most crucial part in my preparation. And of course, the strategic approach. Every day I had the plan. You proposed the plan of making custom quizzes with 25 or 30 or 32 questions, and with the right timing in order to be prepared for the exam. And actually, that paid off because I had 2 mid-test breaks, and I was able to score that high because I was in pretty good time management mode during the exam.
I'm glad, because we actually call them test readiness quizzes, and I actually put you under a lot of stress and pressure, because I knew that if you need to prepare for the worst possible day. That's what essentially test readiness is about. So we did that. But once again,
yes, it paid off.
I think I'm so proud to have been able to work with you. I think it's one of my
it was my pleasure.
One of my favorite students too, and I think I'm really glad you got the 750. You deserved it. You deserve more than that, but this will get you wherever you want to go now. And congratulations again.
Thank you so much for everything. I want to thank everyone from e-GMAT for their approach. And I think that every student who has the time to go through all of the Quant part will score 51. I'm pretty sure about it.
I agree.
Yes, it's a complete course and perfect organized. Everything is perfectly organized. Kudos to you.
Thank you, and kudos to Rajat and Payal and Abhi and the entire team. And I think
yes, of course.
Really, really appreciate your humble words. Once again, congratulations and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dhananjay.